Good morning, Lana Scott Lighthouse. I want to start off, I have been seeing on a lot of videos lately something called generational curses. And one thing I learned through being open-mindedly religious is if you believe you're cursed, you are. If every bad thing happens to you, you say you're cursed, you just pull that negative energy to you more and more and more. If you feel like every good thing that happens to you, you're going to pull that to you more and more. It's all in your mindset. It's all in your mindset. So for families that, and I am one, from families that come from alcoholics, physical abuse, verbal abuse, anything where your father and mother or your father and your grandparents before that, as it goes down the family line, if you have had parents that have had substance abuse, alcohol abuse, those kind of things, those things tend to make you not think straight. We all know this. So people do things that they ordinarily wouldn't do when they are going through a low time in their life, like depression, no job, the economy, whatever. And I just want to tell you, if you believe you're cursed, you are. If you don't believe you're cursed, you're not. So when I hear this word generational curses, it bothers me, because the word generational curse makes it sound like it's something you can't get out of. You have no choice. You have a choice. You have a choice every decision you make. If you choose not to do something, folks, that's a choice. And I don't care who you are, what color you are, what your religious belief, what culture you come from, and I mean everything from black, white, Asian, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anything that comes from the generation before is a learned behavior. Sorry, my cat's in the background. But, folks, you can always change that. When I was growing up, and no offense to my mother and father who have passed, they loved me, but my father had a third grade education, dropped out of school to help his family, and started being a fisherman. My mother was a nurse, and for those of you that have listened to my videos, y'all know this, but my dad was an alcoholic, and so was my mother. And even me and my sister, who's my half-sister, she was raised by her grandmother, her dad's mother. And both of us, and we're 17 years apart, both of us, somewhere along the line, decided we did not want to be physically abusive to our children. And because both of us had gone through that. And both of us made a point of not, matter of fact, I went too far the other way. I should have put more discipline in there than what I did. It's the reason why I have that wild child that I talk about. His name is Jonathan. But you have a choice every day of how you want to live your life, how you want to raise your kids, how you want to go with what boundaries you have with your family, your husband. And if there's something in your family that you want to change, you can change that. And if you think you can't, then you can't. If you think you can, you can. It's all in your mindset, folks. Everything is in the way you think about everything every day. And like I said, even if you decide not to do something about a situation, that's a choice. You can't say, well, I didn't do anything, therefore I didn't choose. Yes, you did. You chose to do nothing. That's a choice. Everything we do every day, you think about things every day and make a choice every single day. So my point today is this word generational curses. I just don't like that word, because it implies you have no choice. And you have a choice every single day. If you choose not to drink that day, you made a good choice. If you choose to go ahead and get drunk and beat up your wife and kids that day, that's a choice. And yeah, I'm calling out you folks, and there's women that do it too. Let me say that we're not going to discriminate here. Women do it too. I've met quite a few nice guys over my lifetime that stayed with a woman that abused the kids, abused them, ran around, cheated. Same thing with the women. It isn't anything that's based on just the male sex or the female sex. Everybody has issues. And if you choose to do nothing about them, you're going to keep that issue because you chose to do nothing with it. You chose to keep being that way. Everything is a choice. Choosing to be hurtful to your family every day with unkind words is a choice. Being abusive to your children and your spouse or your mother or your aunt or your, whoever. All of it is a choice, folks. So and like for a long time after I found out I had attention deficit disorder, for a long time that was a crutch. Oh, I have ADHD. Well, I do, but you know what? I choose not to let it hold me back. I have been a corrections officer, a security officer. I've been a school bus driver. I've worked at convenience stores. I've got 3 years of college, for those of you that don't know, because somebody said something about my punctuation one day. Oh, well, so my punctuation sucks. That's because I use my microphone a lot, because I don't have the patience to do the texting. But my point is you make a choice every day. Do not let this word, generational curses, make you think you cannot change your life. If me and my sister, 17 years apart, her in California at the time, me in Mississippi, could choose not to be verbally abusive to our children and not beat the hell out of our kids in a drunken stupor, you can change that. You can change whatever you set out your mind to do. It's all in your mindset. And I, for one, chose not to, now I kind of wish I would kind of beat some butt a little bit more. But you make a choice every day. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't. Don't let nobody in your family make you feel like you're stuck. Because if you stay stuck, if you stay in a situation, I talked to one lady, she said, well, I own the house, I have all the money, I have everything, and my husband's cheating on me. Kick that sucker to the curb. If you have you hold all the cards. That song, The Family That Prays Together by Tyler Perry. If you hold all the cards, you don't deserve that. I talked about that in my last video. And folks, let me tell you, you have a choice every day to be a better person, to be a light in the darkness, to show your family that you are stronger and braver and courageous than you ever thought you could be. I moved here, kicked a friend of 16 years to the curb, and while my life isn't perfect, I learned a lot from that. You make a choice every day. Choose to break those generational curses. I chose not to become an alcoholic. I made other mistakes along the way. I'm not going to say I didn't, but I chose not to be an alcoholic, so I'm not an alcoholic. I don't think my kids can even say they ever saw me drunk when they were growing up. They never saw me running a bunch of men through the house, and I could have. I had all kind of money back then, and I could have, they did see me make other mistakes, but let me tell you, we all make mistakes. We all learn and grow from those. And I, for one, am at a point where I only want positive and good around me. I don't want to be around people that don't value me. I learned those lessons the hardest way. So folks, make a choice to be a better person today. Make a choice to be a light in the darkness. Make a choice to break those learned behavioral patterns that are called generational curses in your family. If I can do it, you sure as hell can do it. You can live your life and be a better person. If there's someone around you that's toxic, that lives in your house, by all means, you have the power, especially if you hold all the cards, you have the power to get rid of them. If they hold all the cards, there's wife abuse centers, there's self-help on online. You can go on, you can Google anything. I Google everything. There's agencies to help you. There's senior aid agencies. There are children help agencies. And I hate to say welfare, but there is food stamps and stuff. I mean, there's just all kind of ways that you can help yourself. And anytime you feel like you're stuck in a situation, start thinking outside the box a little bit. I guarantee you will find a way. When there's a will, there's a way. So make a choice to stop generational curses or learn the behavior patterns in your family. Choose to be the one to stand up and say, no, me and my kids aren't going to grow up this way. My kids won't grow up this way. I'm going to make a better choice today. Thank you for listening. If I helped somebody, please like and share this video. Subscribe. I'm in the process of still trying to winterize my camper, so I haven't been doing videos like I wanted to, and I'm also trying to retake my driver's license because I have to do a written test for California because I want to go back to driving a school bus again. My granddaughter tells me, Grandma, all the kids on the bus say they love you and they miss you. That made my day. She told me that a few days ago. So folks, be a light in the darkness. Lana Scott, Lighthouse.